vacuum cleaners. Why would I be buying them? Hello, you guessed it, it was auction night. So, what do I have? Again, it is noisy. My goodness. Crikey. Okay, we got 4 vacuums. First up we have a battered and paint splattered Henry, which was £10. A what looks like Chav Central George. A Dyson DC44 working. And a Vaxia cordless. So we'll start with the Vaxia cordless. This does run. I better turn the on-off switch on. But there is no charger. And I knew this. But because it was only £5, I thought you can't really go wrong. Now this was in the sale previously and the auction decided that they were going to keep it. And when I saw it, it had the instructions and the charger. And what do you know? It doesn't have them. So there's no charger, so I might say to the auction boys, look, if you see the charger, geese it. But I doubt they'll see it, so I'm going to have to fork out on a new one. And I've seen them for about 30 quid. So, any of you got a charger, you know, that you'd give away? Well, not give, but sell cheap. There's a crevice brush full of sawdust and wood shavings. Let's have a look at the filter. I'm going to have to use my feet. Alright, here we are. It's covered in fine dust. The motor is in here, I believe. Never had an air cordless. So it's full of wood shavings. And it's also clogged down here. Not going into too much detail on this actually, because this one, I don't know what I'll do. No charger. So it's clogged in there, as you can probably see. So I'm going to get Thy Work Henry and just clean up the filters and unblock it. So I've got Henry right here. Ready? There we go. And the filter. So that filter's a bit cleaner. Of course it is utterly filthy. But I don't even know if I'm going to get a charger or not. According to Ibasiak, who I think he got his sent for free. Just saying. I'd like a free one, but I'm happy with my Dyson cordless. It's pretty good for what I need it to do. But according to Roger, he says that they're very good. So we'll take his word for it. So we've unclogged the filter, unclogged the blockage, so we'll see if it actually works. There's a boost button on it. Oh yeah, it has its battery obviously. So that's one piece of the puzzle. Pressing the indicator light shows me we have 1 bar. So we have 1 bar to play with. It's a solo vac, so it doesn't come with 2 batteries. Okay, the last bar is flashing, so I reckon it's probably pretty flat. Let's just tip this up. So there's the brush roll. It is filthy. Quite stiff though. So, let's see if the brush roll works very quickly. Oh, it works. That seems nifty. Let's set you up and I'll just show you it works. Of course the boost button works, it works. So that's a simple case of a charger and they are about £30 I think. But anyway, this Vax and that Dyson are making history, Hoovermaster history. because these are the first cordless vacuums I have bought second hand. Never bought a cordless before second hand, so that's quite neat. It's very light. I think if I was to fork out on a new charger, I could justify keeping it. However, something I probably won't be keeping, probably needs a repair, which I'll show you now, is the Henry. Come on Henry, over you come. So there's no floor head, and the hose and tubes are completely paint splattered. So that's probably why I only got it for a tenner. There were two Hetis there, and they looked pretty good and they were complete. One went for 16 and one went for 24. I was bidding on, well I put bids on both of them and didn't win them, so somebody was keen for them. So, we have a completely battered Henry. We have a look at the tools first. The bend tube splits off the rest and is paint, but the cuff does not come off. And yep, these other two don't really pull apart either. I think the hose doesn't look broken, but it looks past it, if you know what I mean. Just pop that. I didn't mean to drop that. Hose is past it. It's covered in paint. It does come off at this end though, so I reckon it could have been a decorator's vacuum. Now I had a cheeky quick look inside this, and well, it was sort of used with a bag. And I say sort of. First of all, it has been taken apart before. As you'll see, this came off, and there is a cut in the cable, and it's got a triangular plug, but this is so close to the end of the cable. Oh, hello. We've got some more tape. Ah, this tape is stuck in there, so maybe it's supposed to sit over the cut, but it came loose. I don't know. So we've got the cable, switches are there. I'm hoping it's the PCB, and see that's been apart before, it's not sitting nice. Whoa, Henry. Right, under here it's fairly clean, however the motor is quite rusty. It smells like a garden shed, like an old garden shed if you've ever experienced that smell. In here we have a disgusting filter, but we have half of a bag. Something has eaten this bag, burnt this bag, infested this bag. Who knows? So we'll very carefully remove this. Oh, dearie me. That looks like it's been in there for a long time. Okay, hang on. Those aren't rat droppings, are they? I think this has been infested with rats. Oh dear, don't think there's any in the bag, thankfully. Well, rats, mice, similar thing. Oh, that's some Henry then. It's probably been in a shed or something for years. It's covered in paint. Right, excuse me a minute, I'm going to go and empty this whole situation in a bin and maybe grab a wipe or two and give it a wipe out. Give me a second. Well, if there were mice, rats or whatever, then they moved out a long time ago. There was nothing in the bag. Very empty bag, so, you know, that's fine. Got some, these are just cheap wipes I bought for first look videos. Not baby wipes, so like the antibacterial ones for people who actually want to do cleaning. Let's have a look in here, you'll see it's... I am joking, by the way. I know I've got some cleaning obsessed super fans who might disapprove of me. My house is clean, alright? I don't know why I got into this. Right, that's just to take some debris out. There's stuck on bits of grit there, which you will hear and see falling through. Right, that's a trashed wet wipe, and we've still not quite... Right, okay. That is now full of rubbish. Let's just get out to the bin. Right, okay. We'll give that a wee minute to dry off. I don't use wipes for my refurbs, I just do them if I'm quickly cleaning something up. As for this filter, well, I don't know what happened to that. Is it dirt? Whew. Let's get Henry on it, I'll pause. Well, this filter isn't really cleaning up, so it's going to get a wash. And if it doesn't wash up, then it'll get binned. However, for the purposes of testing the Henry, just give me a second, I've got them here somewhere. Right, this'll do. Right, for the purposes of testing the Henry, I'll put a cheap paper bag in, the only one I have, and a relatively clean but worn filter. So, for £10 you can't get too hurt if it doesn't work actually. It's a wee bit moist in there, so we'll leave that a second just to dry. There's still loads of crap in there, I know. But, oh well, what can you do? Should we have a look at something else? No, we'll have another wee look at this unit. So I reckon this has stopped working and somebody's opened it up to try and fix it and hasn't. Or they fixed it and didn't really use it, so, you know, that's probably why the plug's thing's out of place. So we all know what'll be wrong with it. It'll be the PCB if it doesn't work, really. Is that it? That's not all the cable, is it? That rewind's mega stiff, so it'll get a full clean and grease up. I mean, even if, well, the bucket and tools are battered, and this is quite battered. Well, they're all it's all battered though. Battered? You sound so posh, my battered fish. Ugh. Anyway, if this is battered, sorry. Right, if this is battered, then I'll probably just sell the unit on eBay, maybe. I don't know. It'll come to me what I'll do. But we have a rusty motor. I think this has been in a damp place. If the motor's seized, we'll think of some other possibilities. If it's seized, plenty of oil or WD-40 will do the job, you know. Well, the one thing that it has got that some of you don't like, and I've never really cared, because I've never really had triangle plug. My grandparents' Hetty used to have a triangular plug. So this has a triangular plug. Oh dear, some of you might be crying. Okay, let's have a look at the bucket now. Yes, I'm going to clean in here after, don't worry. It's a wee bit still moist. How about we just chuck it outside for a second? But there's a wee bit more grime here, so I think we'll be scraping that off. Give me a second, so I find an appropriate screwdriver. Let's just scrape this off. The light's great in here once I open the door, but it's freezing cold. Like that. It's a wee bit better, just a wee bit. So we'll chuck this bucket outside. Right, as long as it doesn't come on rain, then it should dry. Yeah, I'm kind of sitting here waiting, aren't I? Give you a better look at the hose. Look at its paint splatteredness. It's been a builder's vacuum, I think. Poor thing. Right, well. Right, that'll do. Oh, come back, Henry. It looks just about dry. Actually, I've got a rag in here, haven't I? Ah, this'll do. This also means I can scrape out some more of the rubbish in here. So it's a win-win. Ugh. Don't know why that's yellow. Oh, what do you think it is? Do you think it's rat pee? Every chance, I'm afraid. Every chance. Right, poor Henry, you've been a block of flats for rats. That sounded good though. That did sound good. Give me credit, that rhyme sounded good. So, Henry the block of flats for rats has now got a bag in it. Now has a cleaner filter. And, well, in a couple of seconds, have a motor unit, which isn't on properly. Now it is on properly. Right, Mr. Block of Flats for Rats. His bumper's a bit chewed. Well, it's not chewed, it looks like it's just been rubbed against something. One telltale, those wheels are stiff, one telltale sign that Henry's been taken apart is when the switches don't sit flush. See, there's a gap, that's a telltale sign. Anyway, 15 minutes in, we've only done 2 vacuums. What kind of video is this? Right, okay, I'm going to plug them in outside. I'm going to test them in real life first, so that if it explodes, you can't laugh at me. Then I'll test it again on camera, if it works. If it doesn't work, then I'll just say tough. Okay. Right, I've just tested it outside. You're not getting to hear it. It is burnt. It made a tremendous rumble. So, I think poor Henry's burnt. So, ah well. Right, I'll bring him in and then we'll evaluate him. Give me a second. Well, although this Henry is blown, it's actually going to be quite handy. Because we have a good tub, good switch, obviously a good PCB if it works, a good cable once we chop back the damage. I'm pretty pleased for a tenner. You know, you win and lose unless we find a cheap motor. Actually, that rewind's quite good. Actually, we've got a whole rewind that presumably all works. So this Henry's worth it really. So I'll take the bag and filter out because I've got a feeling we're going to need them for our next machine. And that is the George. Because again, I had a cheeky looking George and he was used bagless. And although from memory he isn't a block of flats for rats, he is, well, full of chav dirt, probably from our garage or something. So let's get him up on the table. Welcome George to the Jeremy Kyle Show. Yay! George is on the Jeremy Kyle Show! So, really must have been a Jeremy Kyle Show guest if it's covered in Edinburgh football stickers and stuff. Autosmart International. Right, so we have a hose which isn't original because this is a Henry hose, which will come off just like that. It's quite clean though. We also have a bend, and that's it. There's nothing else. However, this is my first, well, it isn't my first George. I've had a George, but it was scrap, completely scrap. So there is tape here around a knot. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Now, this has been used for dry vacuuming only as far as I can see, because his innards are all manky. I'll show you now. Maybe we best now. I'll do it up here. So obviously that comes off, and under here, well, I don't know what this is. I'm thinking it smells like a garage. It smells like that oily rubber smell that garages tend to have. I'm thinking it's either condensation or like oil or something, because it's obviously not like evaporated. So we'll clean that up before we test it. Now that also means it is on the top of the filter. So I'll be cleaning that up before we test it. I'm thinking this isn't going to work though. It has a 3D face. It's 2012 it says. Now the thing is with Georges, it's easy to use them bagless because you can lift them up like this. But yep, that's pretty manky. Yeah, that's full of stuff you find in garages. So poor thing is quite well used. So actually I've just had an idea. Instead of fumbling about trying to clean this base up, why don't we just plonk George's head on the yellow Henry? That's a good plan. Right, so yellow Henry, we're going to take your hat off. We're going to take your hose off. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm a bit away from the camera. So here's yellow Henry base. So off goes George base. On goes yellow Henry base. But anyway, even if this doesn't work, then again we still got £10 worth of casings. Actually, that looks quite cool. I don't know why, that just looks cool. Imagine if they did a compact George, like a compact carpet cleaner or whatever. Sorry about that. Right. So as you'll see, it's Hibernian on tour. The Hibbies, as they get called. There's the sticker. So it's week 49 of 2012. 1.2 kilos. Right, I better make sure I turn the motor on and not the pump. It's a wee bit stiff in there. Right, moment of truth. I'm going to trail it outside and plug it in and hope for the best. I can't have two dud Henrys, come on. That's just not how pneumatic rolls. Right, well I've just plugged it in and it does not work, so... Okay. Yeah, it doesn't work, but we can have a go at fixing that. Wonder if the pump works. Yeah, we'll test the pump quickly, like extremely quickly. I don't want to break the pump. But I'll just test the pump off camera very quickly. Right, the pump does not work either. So I'm thinking we have a cable fault. I'm thinking that it must be the cable if... Aha! What do you know? Maybe it is a cable fault. Because I'm thinking, if we are not getting any juice to the pump or the motor, then we've got a cable fault. So, again, that's good. We've made a rough diagnosis. Right, I'll bring it in and we'll look at our last vacuum that I bought. The next vacuum is over there. I'm going to go and bring it over. Luckily the charger's long enough that it's still charging. So here we have a Dyson DC44, another one. This is one I have. I don't know if it is an animal actually, but we'll see if it's an animal. Let's just swivel it round, see what it says. Right, first it has a crevice tool. It's pole and manky floor head. Now I quickly tested this and the floor head didn't spin very fast, which might be because it's so clogged up. However, the fault with the vacuum, which I'll take a look at in a minute, yes, it is an animal. We'll bring it off charge. This is a docking station. Let's just pull this off charge. Right, it's off charge. Does work fine. The fault is the bin. The bin is broken there. However, maybe a dribble of glue around there maybe will fix that. We've got a utterly filthy, not too bad actually, filter, which has drawn through what looks like bucket loads of plaster, but it's actually not that bad. Mine is gone. Mine has pulled dust through before. Right, mine, I actually have a spare motor for mine actually, because my charger broke and Dyson sent me a charger, but they also sent the motor in case the prongs in there were dud, so that was very kind. So let's just go and grab the charger and see if we can date it, because if it's in guarantee then we might as well try and claim a bin, come on. Right, there doesn't seem to be any kind of dating system on the charger. I don't know. Nah, I don't think there is. Shame. However, let's give it a go. Let's see if it actually works. Oh. Pole is very shiny. Mine isn't as shiny as that. Mine is a nice blue, but it's quite a dull blue. Let's hook that on. Yeah, that weight of the weight of the pole and head really make it flex, as you'll see here. Right, let's just make. That turbine and motorised head really doesn't spin fast at all. Right, so I'm slightly gutted that the bin is broken. However, I'm pretty sure on eBay there'll be bins that are, although used, but in good condition. So, oh, bin doesn't actually feel right. It just kind of doesn't feel like it's on properly. But there you are. It's actually okay to use with the crevice tool because there's no weight on it. When the weight of the pole and head is on it, then it's harder. So, for £18, you know, I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably have to sell it to recuperate money from Henry, George and the Vax, but let's be honest, it worked out at about £50 for all of them, for including the commission. And, you know, how much could you sell this for? 80 maybe? 70? I don't know. Especially if we get a new bin for it. But anyway, there's no real way to date this. This is actually alright. It does smell of dog, but it smells like cheap air freshener and dog, so, you know, that's a classic smell to us collectors. Yep, thank you for watching this immensely long video. Hope you enjoy. I will keep you updated on all these vacuum cleaners. So, thanks for watching.